global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. If you've not subscribed to our channel, why not just hit on that red subscribe button? All right, we're looking at the crisis in APC, and different people from different quarters have reacted to the decision that was taken at the NEC meeting. And I guess this is the turn of Governor Uzodinma, that's Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, and he's coming from a very different direction, and he's really standing against the decision made by the president in the NEC meeting, whether it was unanimously made. But the truth of the matter, the bottom line is that he's against it, and he had given a very unthinkable advice, which is strictly against what the president said. And I'm with my colleague here. We're going to discuss all of that. But first of all, let me give you details of the news. And the news have it that the vice chairman, Progressive Governors Forum, Senator Hope Uzodinma, has described the processes adopted by the APC National Executive Council in arriving at the dissolution of the National Working Committee as an aberration. Recall that the APC National Executive Council (NEC) had on Thursday dissolved its National Working Committee (NWC) led by Adams Oshiomhole. The decision was a measure to resolve the leadership crisis in the party. But Uzodinma, stating his position through Imo State Commissioner for Transport Barrister Rex Tr0uble, called on affected officials of the APC, as All Progressive Congress, to seek redress in court. Uzodinma was represented by his commissioner at a political function in Owerri over the weekend. The governor argued that the antecedent established by the action of the APC National Executive Council (NEC) following President Muhammadu Buhari's recommendation was not in line with the constitution of the party. Uzodinma reiterated that the decision of the APC NEC sacking the Adam Oshiomhole led by National Working Committee (NWC) was a hatchet job orchestrated and carried out by never-to-do-well individual, which means even the president is a part of it. And according to APC governor, and I quote, he said, "What happened was an aberration to achieve a purpose. It's a hatchet job which will fail and be rescinded under proper judicial scrutiny. Parties concerned should go on and challenge it in court for the sanctity of political parties over its internal affairs." In a related development, the suspended national chairman of the All Progressive Congress (APC) Adam Oshiomhole on Saturday reacted to the dissolution of the party's National Working Committee (NWC). Oshiomhole said he had accepted the decision of the party's National Executive Council (NEC). Addressing the journalists on Saturday, Oshiomhole also disclosed that he has directed his lawyers to withdraw all court cases. The suspended national chairman assured that he remained loyal to the party and President Muhammadu Buhari. This is really serious, I'm telling you. Looking at what Uzodinma said via his commissioner, it's really, really out of place. Because if you look at what happened that time, that during that meeting, our expectation was that this guy will be more vocal than he was on Saturday. I'm talking about APC. APC National Chairman. I was thinking that he was going to react and say, no, things ought not to be done. I'm going to seek redress in the law God. But he said, hey, that this is the time to test his loyalty, and that with what the decision NWC had taken, that he's okay by it, and that he's going to, opt out, and he has called his lawyers to, leave the court and let them, because he's loyal to Buhari. But with what Governor Uzodinma has said, what's your response to it? Because for me, it's pointed to the fact that the young man is not in support of the decision, and possibly not in support of Buhari as a whole. Let's tell us, what's your position?
For me, I am looking at it in a different light. In fact, I'm looking at it two ways. One, it could be that they want Hope Uzodinma to draw out Adams Oshiomhole. let him go ahead and do the exact opposite of what the presidency wants him to do, so that if he goes to seek the redress, they will finally slam him never to rise up again in APC politically. Don't forget that when you are saying seeking redress in court, who is in charge of the court?
Exactly.
Who are those? Who is paying the judiciary? Under whose payroll? Who would they take cognizance of? We all know this deal. If Hope Uzodinma, could move from fourth to first, which means anything can happen along the line. Now, we're looking at it from that, and we're also looking at it from the fact that if he's saying that they should go ahead and seek redress, that means he's indirectly saying that he's not loyal to Buhari. That's if he's not the indirect spokesman of the president himself. Because he said something very unlike Adams Oshiomhole. He said, look, this is the time for the party to test his loyalty.
Yeah.
He would obey the final law, the final order that says everybody should stop the issue of judiciary and all that. Let us shield our swords and let's work as a team. Now, if you go ahead and go against the presidency, they're not saying, so you are bigger than even the presidency. So that way they will not slam. So it's a case of, to me, I feel Uzodinma is drawing Oshiomhole out. Just disobey so that will finally nail your political career.
All right, but I want to a little bit digress or disagree with what you just said. The reason being that Uzodinma that we are talking about, we all know how he got there. It wasn't by the wings of the president, you understand? But he did make mention that it was Abakari who supported him to be there. Abakari is late. And to some extent, I believe that Adams Oshiomhole also told him, we are going to back you up. You know, go ahead and do it. So I believe he's now trying to paint a picture of what he would have done if he was Adams Oshiomhole, or trying to encourage Adams Oshiomhole at this point because of the level of mockery and humiliation that stuff came with. He's trying to encourage him to go ahead.
So who will back him up?
Now he's not going to talk about that, talking about who's going to back him up. He's looking at the judiciary, that the judiciary will do their work normally.
But this is Nigeria.
Yeah, we know this is Nigeria, but that his decision will lead to more disintegration within the party structure.
This will favor PDP.
Yeah, it will favor PDP. I think Adams Oshiomhole, knowing that he has a lot of things, that is going to work against him, all what he's trying to do is to play calm. But I'm so surprised.
Coming from Hope Uzodinma.
I'm openly
never
surprised.
Believed it.
Because he has an idea of how he got there. Let's be so real. From fourth position to first position, it's unthinkable. Nobody ever believed that would be possible.
I think Hope should be very careful, Hope Uzodinma should be very careful, because there's a way he will oversing the song, and the APC leadership will begin to say, that young man that carried forth, where did you say his file was again?
Yes.
And they'll begin to say, maybe we should revisit this matter. Maybe Inst needs to come around. And there's a way in things like this, you play it calm. In fact, the Yoruba score this type, Oriyomi,
you are not even involved.
Remove your head, yes.
Because I believe at this point, the diplomatic game ought to be played, and I was expecting him to say, okay, if he was asked such a question, because for it to come up, maybe
sessions.
So I was expecting him to say, well, I'm okay with the decision taken. If the national chairman is okay with it,
I'm okay with it.
Okay. So
am I the national chair?
Exactly. So that you exonerate yourself, knowing that you have a political destiny that you have to, follow, and you have these guys need to support you for you to get to any level that you intend to get to.
I wonder how he will cope now, because definitely this has come into the print and media, social media space.
Exactly.
The presidency may need to call him and ask him, what's that thing you're saying? Are you going against my rule? After everyone has buried their hatchet, you're telling them to go ahead, and you may begin to say, no, sir, that's not what we think. But I think when it comes to game of politics, you got to be very careful what you say.
Yeah. Now when he will exonerate himself, immediately he sits back and interpret what is on the print. The next thing he will do is to come out and blast the commissioner, because it was actually a commissioner that was who represented him somewhere that made the statement. But if someone is to represent you somewhere,
it's speaking your mind.
It's speaking your mind automatically.
You gave him the authority.
You've given him the authority. So even if it's not you, we know that he's talking on your behalf.
Exactly.
So what he will do at this point will be if this thing will escalate beyond the level it is right now, he will ensure that he calls out the commissioner, possibly strip him of that position, or blast him, lambast him in the public, and let the media carry it so that he can be exonerated from any slap that will be coming.
But off the records, we all know that for the commissioner to have said that with boldness, they have discussed it.
Exactly.
That's the mind of Hope Uzodinma.
Exactly.
But you didn't expect him to come. A politician, you should be more diplomatic in your response.
Exactly. So, well, that's where we're going to leave it. Just go to our comment section. Let's interact. What do you think will happen to Uzodinma now that he had openly, encouraged the dissolved National Working Committee to go ahead with seeking legal redress when the president himself has advised everybody to call out to stop all their legal cases against the party? What do you think will happen to him? Let's interact.